Hello my friends, I'm Bee and this is Bee's Intuition. Today we're gonna do a reading about what is the magic that is happening in your life, or what will, like what magic is happening in your life, okay? We're doing that. Let's just dive right in and do it, okay? So please and thank you, Spirit. What magic is happening to the collective during this time? Please and thank you, Spirit. And there's no specific time on this. Whenever you see it is the time frame. Please and thank you, Spirit. Anything else? Please and thank you, Spirit. Oh, actually, that is a few. Okay, let's go with that. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. I feel like I say that every single time. I just find it so interesting sometimes, the cards that come out in combination with each other. Interesting. Anyways, 8 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the 7 of Wands. Overall, this looks really positive. And it's interesting that when I put this down, it kept trying to go like this. And when they come out in that like direction, it feels like something that is holding somebody back. So that could be, and the 5 of Pentacles is usually like about insecurity. And well, it's about a lot of things, but insecurity is what comes to mind the most when I see it. So either insecurity within oneself or within one's 3D life. Could be like a lack of finances and that affecting how you see yourself or something. So I feel like somebody involved in this energy is not feeling super confident, and that could be holding them back to a certain degree. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah, let's just start clarifying, shall we? All right, please and thank you, Spirit. What do we got for that 8 of Wands? Please and thank you. What do you got for the 8 of Wands? Okay. Anything else for the 8 of Wands in terms of what magic is happening for the collective during this time? Please and thank you, Spirit. Anything else about the 8 of Wands? Very interesting. Ooh. Okay. Clarifying the 8 of Wands, we have the 8 of Swords and the Magician. So, 8 of Swords, excuse me. This is clarifying the 8 of Wands. So, double 8s could be significant. Maybe 888 could be significant. Anyways, 8 of Swords is usually, in my opinion, when somebody feels restricted within a situation or trapped within a situation, but it may not be as like serious or severe as one may think. And so, in regards to the 8 of Wands that this is clarifying, the 8 of Wands is all about like incoming communication. Sometimes it's really sudden. It's usually a positive message. So I feel like some sort of communication that maybe you've been waiting on, you felt like it wasn't gonna come in, but I don't know if you know this, but you're manifesting that incoming communication. Like, it honestly, with that Magician card, it almost feels like it's on its way. You just don't see that it's on its way yet. And also, that could be what the magic is. You may be making this magic happen that is going to happen in your life. It's because of you. It's because of your life experiences making you stronger, allowing you to master certain things in your life, and having that strong spiritual connection. It's all helping you manifest what it is that you want with this communication. Yeah. Right now you might be up in your head, or before this comes forward, you may be kind of up in your head overthinking the situation, thinking that it's never going to happen. But it almost feels like the universe is conspiring against what you think is going to happen. Like, it's like the universe is conspiring in your favor, but you feel like maybe it's not. Also, bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups, so this could be related to love. Or honestly, it could have to do with some sort of creative collaboration even. That could be a part of it if you're like, you know, happy in your relationship or whatever. Or maybe like a collaboration with a project. Maybe you're waiting for somebody's like feedback on a project or something, and that could be coming in for you. And again, that kind of goes back to the Magician being like, that's your power, making that happen. It could be your creativity, the magic that you contain within yourself, all your strengths and good qualities are making that happen for you. Okay. In terms of love, this could be somebody that you were expecting to hear something from, something positive. You know, this almost feels like I almost want to call it a gray I can't even make it into a word, but a gray situation. Like, you know, like a situation, but it's like a gray area. It's all, I don't know, that probably doesn't make any sense, but what I mean by that is when you feel like you have a connection with somebody, but you, like, neither one of you have said anything about it, and so it's maybe like more so like reading into things. That's the kind of energy I feel like I'm picking up on here, where it's like you may have thought that somebody was into you, and maybe you thought that they were preparing to talk to you about that they're attracted to you, or, you know, something along those lines, something to actually bring it into the actual 3D. But you may have been sorely disappointed that that person didn't come through to communicate when you thought they would. But it does seem like it could be that this communication comes in when you least expect it. Okay. Let's go on to that Five of Pentacles now. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you got? What else about that Five of Pentacles? Please and thank you, Spirit. Ooh. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay. Clarifying that Five of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. There's a lot of eights in this reading. Something has to be significant about the number 8 because this is weird. I don't think that's a coincidence. Something about the number 8. What? Maybe something happened in August or something? Or maybe like it has to do with like the 8th of next month, or maybe the 18th of this month, or the 28th of this month. Something with an 8. It could be something as small as like maybe you notice that this person has a lot of 8s on their license plate or something. I don't know. Or maybe that's just like a sign from the universe, maybe. Like if you've been seeing a lot of 8s lately, that could be a connection to this message or something. Anywho, yeah, so 8 of Pentacles. We got the 3 of Wands. The Lover's card. The Knight of Swords. And then bottom of the deck, the Judgment card. This is so funny. This is so funny. This is like such a straightforward message. So, aw, well, that kind of makes me feel kind of bad. But like, I think somebody was in a really rough situation where they were not feeling very good about themselves or their life. And that could have been a relationship. that they had to leave behind because it was potentially draining a person here. It could have been like particularly draining for this person to be in this connection, and it just wasn't serving them, and if anything it was holding them back or keeping them from growing as an individual. And it definitely was not emotionally fulfilling if it was a connection that they had to leave behind, because that's really what the Eight of Cups is about, you know, leaving something that does not emotionally fulfill you and moving towards what actually does fulfill you. And so after they left whatever that was behind, whether it was a situation, a relationship, could have even been a workplace, or maybe, yeah, it could have been anything really, mindsets. But anyways, after they left that behind, they go into work mode. And I honestly see this as them building up themselves after, you know, this sort of chaos came to an end. I also feel like this is kind of them rebuilding themselves after a particularly hard time. Whether that be a relationship with somebody that was really putting this person down. It feels like they're building themselves back up from that Five of Pentacles. And to me, that Five of Pentacles is kind of feeling like you don't really have anything at the moment. And maybe they're trying to rebuild their like security within themselves, and maybe their stability within their 3D. If they were affected financially, they definitely want to correct that. But it almost even feels like they're going with, like they're focusing on what is important to them and what actually helps them feel good about themselves, what helps them, like what actually feeds them and is actually for them, like stuff that's actually going to benefit them. Also, this could be them trying to work on themselves so that they can be a good match for you. And then the Three of Wands, it feels like after they do this work with the Eight of Pentacles, they feel ready to go about something. And this is something that they have made plans for, or they've been thinking about for quite some time. They know what direction they want to head in. Like, it feels like this is a person that has made up their mind about what they want. And what they want, it looks like it could be you. You know, the Lover's card is really all about choices. And I feel like this person chooses you. And it's because they see you as a really good match for them. Oh, that's an interesting message. I'm getting the message about, like, not everybody can handle me. That's why I need somebody that can actually handle me. I'm not sure exactly what that means. It might just be that they have a fiery personality, to be honest. Doesn't even have to be like anything bad. And sometimes with people that have very intense personalities, you know, they're either loved or hated, you know, sometimes, or, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. This could be somebody that is very, like, individual, like maybe they stand out in some way, or maybe they're kind of a loner. I don't know why I'm picking up on that, but it honestly gives me, there's a song by Joji, which one is it? Come Through is the song, and there's a lyric in that song about, like, I don't really like people, but you're better by default. And, you know, I mean, I guess that lyric doesn't sound the most romantic, because it's like, oh, if you don't like people, then liking me is not that, I don't know, special or whatever. But I feel like this person, I don't even want to say necessarily that they're antisocial, because I don't get that vibe from them. I don't think that they are against other people necessarily. But I feel like they like their own company. I don't know. But at the same time, it feels like, I honestly feel like this is the type of person that's like, I'm kind of different. And therefore, it's rare that I find somebody that matches my vibe. And I feel like this is somebody that feels like you match their vibe very well. Maybe the two of you have certain similarities or something. And it could be that this person sort of recognizes themselves in you to an extent. Either way, it's incredibly intense, this draw to you. And this person, you know, they may not be at this point quite yet where they're running towards you with communication about how they're feeling or how things have changed in their life. But this is the end goal of them running in to sort of passionately communicate what they need to communicate to you. And what that feels like is that they, honestly, I feel like they're going to say something about having their eye on you for some time, and the intensity of this connection being like unlike anything they've ever experienced. I'm also getting spirituality, so this connection could have like been a very spiritual connection for this person, and maybe they're not typically spiritual, so maybe it changed something for them. And I always find it interesting, well, not always, but in the picture here, the Knight of Swords is racing, and it's like, it even looks like he's moving against the wind. You know, as if the wind's like trying to hold him back, but he's like, oh no, I'm not letting nothing hold me back from achieving this goal of communication. So, I don't know, they seem determined about this communication and this connection that they feel with you. Like, it really, especially after they release themselves from whatever that past experience that was making them feel really bad about themselves, once they release that and then start to work on themselves again, it feels like they're going to be in the right place to come towards you with this passion and excitement. With the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck, this is somebody that feels like they haven't been very honest with you, I feel. And maybe not even necessarily in a bad way. Maybe there's certain details that maybe you didn't know about, or specifics, or complications in the dynamic or the situation between the two of you. But it feels like they really want to come clear. Come clean. Like, they want to expose what was hidden at one point. I feel like they care a lot about what you think about them. They do see you as some sort of authority. I don't know if you like are in a position of power, or if it's just like your energy. You know, sometimes people just have that boss energy where it's like kind of intimidating to be in their presence to an extent, you know? And you don't even have to know this about yourself, or maybe you don't think it's anything that like crazy, but people around you can feel that, you know? They definitely look up to you, and I feel like they definitely see you as like somebody's, like, it feels like your opinion specifically really matters. Like, what you think of this person is very important to this person. And it feels like they want to enter a new chapter with you. I'm getting the message, I've seen the light. I honestly feel like that's kind of how they see you. I'm getting the message, why would I want anybody else or anyone else or anything else? And it still feels like something about the divine So yeah, spirituality again. This person could have had their mind opened to spirituality through this connection. And that could have been mind-blowing. This could have been the type of person that was like, you know, there's no such thing as spirituality or, you know, belief systems like that, or, you know, there's no such thing as God, there's no such thing as life after death. And, you know, they could have been just like straight up, you know, anti-spirituality, religion, whatever. And then suddenly, it's like they connect on such a deep level. And again, I'm getting back to that storyline about like, it feels like neither one of you have really communicated about the mutual feelings that you may have. But it's like, it's almost like unmistakable. Like it's like the third, like if the two of you were in the room together, the tension that the two of you share is like another person almost. Like it's that obvious or that apparent, you know? It's just, it's almost physical, the energy between the two of you. And I don't mean that necessarily in a spicy way, but, you know, take it as it applies, I guess. But it feels almost like it's very palpable at the very least. Like you can just feel, like honestly, maybe even people like around you kind of can see this tension between the two of you. I don't know if you're like your coworkers or something, but, or maybe this person has coworkers that see the two of you interact or something. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely, if anybody else is around when the two of you are around, I feel like they're just like, something's happening over there. Like maybe it's not even super obvious to the both of you, but other people I feel like can feel it, because that's like how intense this chemistry is between the two of you almost. Wow. Okay, let's go on to the King of Cups now. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for that King of Cups when it comes to the magic that's happening around the collective during this time? Please and thank you. Anything else? Okay. Straightforward, I like it. Okay. So, clarifying that King of Cups, the Five of Swords came out this way. Interesting. Okay. And then we have Seven of Swords, King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, the Fool card. Bottom of the deck is Three of Cups. So, you know, I would usually get stumped by the Five of Swords coming out in this direction, because usually when they come out in this direction, I see it as more something that's like pushing somebody forward or motivating somebody. And I take this as, honestly, I'm just gonna say what I feel, even if it sounds weird. Sometimes I get too like hung up on like the wording and, you know, how something sounds, and then I'm like, you know what, maybe that's not correct, and then I change my, well, not really. I mean, I get tempted to change my messages if I'm not confident, but yeah, I'm gonna just say it. You don't need to know all that, of course, but whatever. When it comes out like this, I feel like it's, this King of Cups, I think, has been hurt by people, maybe specifically one person. And through that experience, it's made them want to find different or go towards something else because they've gotten sick of being treated this way. That's kind of how I see it. There could have been betrayal in a certain situation that this King of Cups experienced. Somebody doing something sneaky that they shouldn't have. Yeah. And then with the King of Pentacles, I'm I'm not really getting that this is a second energy. It honestly kind of feels like it's this King of Cups, but just in a different energy. And to be honest, when I see the King of Pentacles in this sort of context, I feel like it's about reclaiming your confidence in yourself and your, valuing yourself, reclaiming your own worthiness, and reevaluating when you're in that position of valuing yourself, feeling stable within yourself, secure. How would somebody that feels that way respond to, say, somebody betraying them and treating them really badly? They would leave that situation behind because they value themselves and they think that they're worthy of something better than that treatment, and they would be correct. Nobody deserves to be mistreated like that in a relationship or a situation. So to be honest, I feel like it's just this King of Cups moving into this King of Pentacles energy where it's like, I'm worthy of so much more. Why am I putting up with this? Or why do I feel like this is the type of situation that I'm worthy of? Or this is the type of treatment that I'm worthy of? Like, it really feels like somebody here just reached their moment of I'm worthy of way more than whoever this person is and whatever they're trying to do to this person. Yeah. It almost feels like maybe even a reigniting of one's confidence. Maybe they went through a period of time where their confidence was really low. And so it's like they're rebuilding that and they're acting accordingly with that vibration, And then the Two of Wands. When they step into that role, it's like, what do I want? If it's not this situation that is mistreating me, what do I really want out of life? What inspires me? What motivates me? It's also a card about plan making, so it could be that they're making plans to go towards what really does fulfill them. And also, I think, they're going towards what also reflects their own worthiness. And then with the Fool card, it's a new beginning. And it also feels almost like a rebirthing to an extent. Just starting out completely new. Maybe with somebody else completely new. Having just this fresh start that is full of so much more optimism and potential for growth and everything that you would want a potential relationship to be. That's what they're seeking. With the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck, this definitely could be somebody within your community, or this could be a friend of yours. This could be actually a second person. Maybe I thought those first two sections were describing one person, but I'm almost getting maybe this is a different energy because I just got, this could be somebody that's popular. And the other person had more of a not antisocial, but kind of antisocial energy. Well, this could be a complex person. That's always possible. If this is the same person, maybe it's somebody that could have a lot of people around them if they chose that, but maybe they don't. Yeah, maybe it's a person that... Okay, I think it's all the way now. Enough. Anywho. Where was it going with my message? Oh, Yes, so it could be somebody that maybe is physically attractive or maybe very personable. Maybe they do have social skills when they need them. But it could be somebody that's like, yeah, I could have a lot of friends, but I'd rather not. Or, yeah, I could like be hanging out with somebody, you know, every minute of the day, but I just would rather spend time by myself. Like, honestly, that could be what it's saying. But I feel like this could be somebody that is actually quite popular or well liked by others. Yeah. So it could be a separate person or it could be the same person, and just, you know, people are complex. You know, just because in one part of the reading I'm picking up on a more antisocial, for lack of a better word, antisocial personality, and then in a separate message I'm getting popular. You know, the two can be together. You know, people are complex. And maybe in certain moments they'd rather be by themselves, and maybe other moments they would rather be more social, you know? The Lovers card did come up earlier. So Gemini could be a potential sign that could be significant. And that kind of like, I hate to be like, oh, Geminis go back and forth, because that's like such a stereotype about the zodiac sign, but you know, I think it's really just about like somebody being kind of dynamic and like complex, you know, because I'm a Gemini rising, and I think that my energy changes all the time, and I think that it doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing. It's kind of just how people work for the most part, you know. Take for instance this time of year, you know, people usually get like lower energy, maybe feel a little bit more down, maybe they want to sleep more, you know. And so like outside changes can even affect how we feel on any given day. So it's very much part of the human experience to experience complex emotions like that. But yeah, I feel like they have a very friendly disposition though. This is somebody likable at the very least. Okay, let's go on to the Knight of Cups now. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for the Knight of Cups? What kind of magic is happening for the collective? Please and thank you. Oh, that's too many. Please and thank you. What do you have? Oh my. This is interesting. Okay. Clarifying that Knight of Cups, we got the Tower card, Four of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Chariot card came out this way. So this is actually another really clear-cut message. Well, actually, maybe it's not as clear-cut as I once thought, because now that I kind of look at it, this is the Knight of Cups. This is somebody that is clearly interested in you and wants to communicate that. But all of these cards come out to clarify it, and it kind of is telling me a story about this person just went through something really chaotic in their life. They could have felt like literally everything was falling apart in their life, and their life was like a whole mess. And what that caused them to do was to go within, seek the answers within maybe, or maybe even turn to spirit, kind of meditate, maybe pray, you know, especially during those times of chaos. It feels like they really were just trying to establish roots, either just within themselves or within their life, because it was so chaotic. They needed something to stabilize themselves. So this could have been somebody that kind of entered a self-isolation sort of period to kind of find that balance or that stability. Ten of Wands, they feel overburdened. Maybe they have a lot on their plate. That's what I'm picking up on. You know, especially if, like, say, you know, usually a tower moment isn't really everything falling apart. It's usually just something that feels like that. But, you know, say for example, this really was this person's whole life falling apart. Rebuilding that life is going to take time. And they're going to have a lot of things on their to-do list to rebuild, you know, their life the way that they want it, you know, a way that's actually serving them. Because usually what falls apart in that tower period is something that wasn't really meant to stay up in the first place. So whatever this person builds back up, it's actually going to be stronger than whatever fell with that tower card and caused that chaos in their life. So they're probably working towards something that is actually quite positive, but they feel very much like maybe overworked, overburdened, maybe a little bit burnt out to an extent. And the Chariot is holding them back. So it's the desire to want to come towards you. But I honestly am getting, especially with all those cards that came out before this, they're just not in a place where they can come towards you. And so this person probably feels kind of conflicted. Okay. But yeah, it feels like there's this passion to want to come towards you and express that they feel this way about you. And you know, this definitely feels like a separate energy compared to the other energy, because it feels like somebody is actually readying themselves to be ready for you, whereas this person, I think, is still going through their own thing. And so it could be that, you know, they want to come towards you, they want to express themselves, but they just might not be in a right place right now in order to do that and be who you need them to be, you know? Because it feels like they do feel like you're a part of their destiny, or purpose. Like you're so significant to them. And I feel like that's something that they would like to express to you. But I feel like they can't really do that. The Strength card at the bottom of the deck, maybe they're sort of tempering their own strength within themselves. Because I feel like it will take willpower, especially if this person has a lot of feelings for you. It will take willpower for them to hold themselves back while they're in this work in progress sort of mode. And so they may be experiencing this sense of conflict within themselves of like, I need to be strong and not come towards them while I'm in this sort of mess-like state of chaos and of trying to put my life back together sort of thing. Honestly, if this person just communicated that to you, I feel like you would be incredibly understanding of that. But I honestly feel like maybe this person has a little bit too much pride, and they would rather come towards you being already who you would like them to be or who you need them to be, rather than coming in and potentially wasting your time because they're not at where they need to be. I think this is somebody that like very much really values you and your time, and so it's almost like it's kind of sad, but I feel like this person almost demands perfection before they come towards you. And that's just not how humans work, you know? And most of us are a work in progress, to be honest. Like, no matter how put together our lives look, we're all more or less a work in progress, right? I feel like you would be way more... And maybe it would take strength as well to also do the opposite, where they come towards you and communicate their feelings. So maybe they're trying to find the strength to come towards you, maybe at the very least to just be like, I got feelings for you, but my life is kind of a mess. Like how do you want to do or handle that situation, or if you even want to, kind of thing. So yeah, it might be a little bit messy, and that's kind of how they're seeing this whole situation play out. Is like, if I come in and I'm like, oh, I got feelings for you, but at the same time, my life is a mess and I need to work on that. Like, that kind of almost sounds like an excuse to not commit or something, but I feel like it's the real situation here. I don't know. I think that they would actually be way more understood by you if they came forward and shared this with you. I almost feel like it may look almost worse if they just don't say anything at all and they just stay in this space of maybe not communicating anything to you, and then you're kind of confused potentially if you feel feelings from this person, for example. And then like they don't ever share that, you're like, okay, whatever, I guess. Because you don't know what's going on. And I don't know, I feel like you'd just be so much more understanding, kind, patient with this person if they were just real with you. But I feel like that's completely up to them. And I feel like right now, at least, they're very much struggling to be confident enough to share what they have going on in their life right now with you. And until they kind of step away from their pride and ego, they're probably going to stay in that state rather than express what's actually going on. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the Queen of Swords now. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you got for that Queen of Swords? Yummy, yummy. Anything else for that Queen of Swords? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's see. Six of Pentacles. This is clarifying the Queen of Swords. Nine of Cups came out in this direction. Queen of Swords came out in this direction as well. I love that most of the time when I clarify the Queen of Swords, it's usually always clarified by the Queen of Swords, like most times. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. Aha! This is an interesting one. Well then, this is an interesting message I'm getting with this one. So with the Six of Pentacles, obviously somebody here wants to give something to you, whether that's time and attention, a gift, or knowledge. It could be anything really, but they clearly want to give to you, and their motivating factors are wish fulfillment, or being like very fulfilled, contented with doing that. And then the Queen of Swords, like honestly, I'm getting that since this is clarifying the Queen of Swords, I see that energy as this person that is coming towards you. This coming out like this is telling me that this is how they see you. This is interesting. This is somebody that is so similar to you. Honestly, I'm picking up on the, okay, so even though this person's coming up as a feminine energy, I don't think that necessarily means that they are, a woman or identify as such. Because I almost feel like it's somebody who would usually maybe be more of a King of Swords energy. Maybe a little bit less in touch with their emotions and intuition and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit less in the lovey-dovey sphere. And with the feminine energy coming in, I almost feel like maybe they've been recently motivated or inspired to kind of tap more into their emotional side, their more loving side. Like the soft and squishy part that maybe the King of Swords might be too proud to tap into. So it could be somebody that is usually maybe like very either not in touch with their emotions, or somebody that doesn't like tapping into their emotions typically. But they have been inspired to tap back into their emotions maybe after a period of time. And through that, they've realized that what they want is to give to you because you make this person so happy. They also see themselves in you. I'm almost even getting maybe this person, upon reflection, sees how similar the two of you are. Maybe they almost either didn't want to acknowledge that similarity in the past, or maybe they just didn't see it before, but now it's like something. Oh, okay. So something about them, or something about you really reminds them of themselves, and I'm almost getting like, I'm just gonna say it could be either an older sibling, or somebody that almost feels that sense of kinship with you, if that's the right word. I'll check it later. And if it's that, in that case, if it is family or somebody that kind of sees you as like a younger sibling to them, perhaps, maybe they want to offer you some words of wisdom. And in that case, maybe these words of wisdom or something would actually help you feel more happy, more content within yourself, within your life, and maybe it would help you move forward in some way. That would be positive, quite positive. So either it's somebody that does have romantic feelings for you, or it could just be somebody with really intense emotions for you. Like you really, speak to their heart, and that could be friends, family, etc. Because not always is the cups representing romantic love, But there's something that is so similar about the two of you. But I think that this person really likes whatever it is that is similar between the two of you. Like the similarities between the two of you might be like very compatible if it is romantic, or well, as friends too, it could be compatible too if you guys have certain similarities. It's just so interesting. And, okay, now I'm picking up on maybe it could even be an older maternal figure who wants to grant you some sort of I'm almost even getting, this one might be like more of a rare message, like maybe not so many people are gonna, this might not be for everyone, but I feel like this older maternal energy who might actually want to share some sort of family lineage story or family history. And through learning this, I think it could empower you and make you feel very happy to be you, or proud. Proud. I got goosebumps when I said proud. I'm tapping into, like, honestly, and I don't know. I get nervous sometimes, especially when I talk about race, because I am white and I don't ever want to speak over the voices of people of color, especially when it comes to their own experiences and stuff. But I think I could be tapping into somebody's energy who may be a person of color who has a very rich history. And I feel like you could come from a very powerful line. And honestly, I'm almost even picking up like witchcraft or, magic in that sort of way. Like it almost feels like you're learning about your ancestry and the power that lives in your bloodline. I know this is such a weird message. I don't know where this is coming from, but I feel like I'm specifically tapping into I feel like it's like a person of color or somebody with a very rich and maybe a little bit different ethnic background, because it feels like it's like not your everyday story. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like somebody talking to you about how your grandma used to live in the suburbs. Like, it's not about that. It's more so like maybe your grandma used to practice medicine, and maybe you're like, and it's like spiritual medicine, or maybe she used herbs as, like, you know, like stuff like that, and maybe she healed people, and maybe you never knew that. And so through just even hearing that story, like, I keep getting goosebumps. Like, this is like hitting somebody, I think, somebody out there. And it feels empowering. It almost feels like I had no idea that because like maybe you feel magical within yourself, but you haven't really had that sort of evidence, or maybe your parents have never really spoken about your ancestry like that. But then you find out that like somebody in your ancestry or lineage was like a healer, or like somebody that used magic and did beautiful things with that magic. And so I almost feel this sense of like feeling like this bubbling feeling of feeling pride and happiness, and you know, like, I'm proud to be who I am because I come from this long line of magical women, or you know, whoever. Like, it doesn't even have to be specifically you know, women. It could be anybody. But it feels like something like that. Like, that's such an intense storyline I'm getting, but like, it's so clear to me. And like, yeah, I feel like I'm tapping into at least one person where it's like you find out something about your lineage and it helps you embrace your inner magic. Maybe that's what it is, because this is all like a story, or the theme of this reading is, you know, what magic is happening around you. And so I think it's something about you learning more about your family, your ancestry, and that helps you embrace that inner magic within you, and maybe even intensifies it. You could also like even be inspired to, if you weren't doing this before, maybe honoring your ancestors, especially with Samhain coming up, Halloween. The veil between the worlds is lifted, or I don't know how people say, it's thinner. So I feel like you could be honoring your ancestors, maybe with like offerings and stuff, or maybe even just talking to them, if you believe in that, you know? Like, it literally feels like you never knew this, and then it's like suddenly somebody shares this information with you, and you're just like your mind could be blown. Like, I had no idea that I come from a line of witches or, you know, I come from a line of magical people, you know, and that's in my blood, that's in my heritage, that's in my culture, you know. And I think culture is a big part of this, and I think that's kind of what was standing out to me so much. It's like, it's special, it's not your everyday story, and it's something maybe about your culture or your heritage, your ancestry, and it just helps you feel so like, oh my gosh, it's like such a pretty feeling. I just feel like this new sense of being energized, like re-energized. Because like maybe you even were going off on a path where you're like, am I that magic though? Like, or am I that strong in terms of magic? Or, you know, maybe I'm kind of just crazy, you know, whatever. But then it's like you get this story, or you hear this story, and it's like at the right time, and it just helps you feel so much more confident in yourself, your abilities. Oh my gosh. Please comment if you feel comfortable, of course. If that is your story, I would love to have confirmation, because like, this is such a beautiful storyline that I'm picking up on. Oh, it just feels like a fireplace. I don't know. Warm, you know? Like, I honestly, maybe this is even like a story that you hear near a fireplace, or just like, I don't know. It feels like a warm environment, like a cozy home. I don't know. It's just such a beautiful energy, all of it. And with all of that about ancestry, I'm also picking up on maybe that specific ancestor or person in your family that somebody speaks about, they could be wanting to communicate with you. Or maybe that's how this story comes about or something. Maybe they even speak to you in a dream or something. I don't know. Because it almost feels like, sure, this conversation may just come out of nowhere, but I almost feel like it's that ancestor specifically who is sort of making that conversation come up. Because maybe that person in your family lineage can sense that you need a boost in your energy, or a boost of confidence in your abilities, or maybe even just a feeling of like, I'm not crazy, or this is real, or like this is what I'm meant to do, you know? Oh my gosh, that message is so beautiful. Woo. Okay, and then at the bottom of the deck with the Knight of Pentacles, honestly, especially with like that whole like new context of like coming from a line of magical people, I feel like it makes you sort of recalculate. Like maybe you had an idea of where you were gonna go, but then you're like, wait a second, let me redo my plans almost. And you know, it doesn't have to be complete drastic shift of plans, but maybe just like even slightly, maybe including a few more details in that plan or something. Because I almost feel like, I'm getting the message of like, I want to make my ancestors proud. Sometimes I really love these messages, but I also like get so overwhelmed by the emotions that I'm like, no, I don't want to start crying. And if that's you, that's like, I want to make my ancestors proud. They are already proud of you, just as you are. Just being here on this earth, they're so proud of you. But I think there's something about, you kind of want to, now that you know that information or have that information, you kind of want to use that in your plans. Like, how can I best represent the people that came before me or something? I don't know. It's just like, I feel like you're kind of like reassessing now. And it's like, you still know where you want to go, but it's like, you kind of want to like, yeah, like maybe tweak a few things to your plan before you go down that path, you know? And either way, I feel like this sense of like your ancestors being so proud of you. And they're probably going to be even more proud of you if you're like considering like making them proud. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That means a lot to them, I think. Oh my gosh. It's just like such a beautiful message. I can't. Whew, okay. That was a very unexpected message, but I loved that message so much. Thank you, Spirit. With the Seven of Wands here. Well, clearly you're standing out in some way. Okay. You know what? Especially with this image, how this one wand here in the middle is on fire. You have a light about you that I feel like is standing out, and that's part of the magic that is happening for you. I almost feel like you're going to be seen as somebody that is magical, and that's going to be a very beautiful thing. Could even inspire other people. Yeah, something about you is going to be standing out for everyone to see, but it's like necessary almost. Like you, like, well, I don't want to say you need to do both, but you're going to be standing out. And maybe that's something about like embracing that, being different or something. I think even more so when you start either re-energizing your inner magic, or, you know, I don't know, maybe make plans or changes to your plans or something. Like, it may even be like your light inside becomes even brighter and more noticeable. And so maybe there's like a message about really embracing that ability to stand out, that ability, or simply that quality of being different, because it's such a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing to see is what I'm picking up on. Yeah, you're going to be inspirational to other people too, because of your bright light and the magic that you bring into the lives of others. Oh my gosh. I think that's the perfect way to end this reading, actually. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit, for that. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Okay, well, that's the reading. I hope that you enjoyed this. And I hope that it resonated. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you next time that I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!